Okay, good to see you once again. Good to see you. And are we actioning? This is action. Okay. All right, good to see you once again. Thanks for coming back to our page. And you see, I wanted to talk about something else. Still in the series of pains and regrets in life or in relationship. And so I want us to see some of the things that causes pain and regret. Some of the things that causes pain and regret. And so I'll be taking some few Bible verses to show us some things that can cause pain or regret. And why I want to use these Bible verses is for us to see that people have often been the reason why they have pains and regrets. All of us are sometimes guilty of the pains or regrets we have. And so I will start with number one. Number one thing that can cause pain or regret in life. Now, it may be marriage, it may be not be marriage, it may be business or anything, is pride. Number one thing that causes pain and regret is pride. So there are so many stories of people who had pride in the Bible that I can use to illustrate this pride causing pain. But I have chosen the story of Naaman in Second Kings verse 5 to 10 to illustrate this thing because it's easier for us to see that the pride could have caused this problem, but he was lucky that the pride was controlled on time. Second Kings chapter 5 verse 10 to 12. It says, and Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, go and wash yourself in Jordan 7 times, and the flesh shall come back to thee, and thou shalt be clean. 11. But Naaman was wroth and went away and said, behold, I thought, he will surely come out to me and stand and call upon the name of his God, of Jehovah his God, and wave his hand all over the place and recover the leper. 12. He said, are not Abana, Pharpar, and the rivers of Damascus better than all the waters of Israel? May I not wash in them and be clean? So he then turned and went away in rage. You see, this is what pride does most times. It begins to give us excuses or reasons why one must do this thing. It's too small for us to do it. How can we do this kind of work? We are too big to do it and stuff. So you just imagine what his thought was. So I'm a big boy, I'm a rich guy, I'm a successful man. He forgot he was a leper. That he's a rich man, but he was a leper. Leprosy. And because of his wealth and what he had done for the Syria, and they said, okay, we had as a prophet in Israel, go over to him so he can heal you. So his king sent letter to the king in Israel and say, you know, I'm sending my servant Naaman to you so he can be healed. And Naaman that was sent expected, see what he thought he said he wanted the prophet to do. The prophet will come out in the white regalia as a prophet now, you know, and raise his hand in the air and do some drama and command some things to happen, and the earth will shake, and then he will command the leprosy to leave him. That's what he wanted to see. The whole drama, shenanigans, you know, to show that he came to a prophet. And the prophet, maybe probably praying inside, just knew that he was not the healer, that Jesus was the healer. And then he sent a messenger saying, you know what? I've God have revealed to me what the healing process will be. Go and tell the man that came with leprosy that he should go to the river and wash himself. Go to this particular river, Jordan River, and wash himself 7 times, he'll be fine. So the first thing that pride gave to Naaman was not, is man of God busy? I can wait for him. He didn't think so. Oh, am I really going to be healed? Oh, I hope I'll be healed. Oh, I really wish he came out himself. No, he just thought, I thought he would come out himself, call upon Jehovah his God. And that's what pride does to us most time. Now, if that pride of his was not washed, he would have remained the leper all his life. All his life. When he had access to the healing process, when he had access to become whole, he would have remained a leper because of pride. But luckily for him, in 13, his servants came near and spake unto him and said, my father, if the prophet had bid thee some great thing, wouldest thou not have done it? How much rather then, when he said to thee, wash and be clean? I'll say it in simple English. This is King James or something. Oga, if this man has said to you, go, bring 3 live cows, bring 1 million naira, you sleep in the mortuary, whatever, some drastic crazy thing, or you travel and you do this, you do that, you will have believed him, you will have done it. Now he didn't do any of those things. He just simply gave a simple instruction: go to the river and wash yourself 7 times. You'll be fine. Let's do it. After all, if you have told us to go and kill somebody or to go and beat 10 cows, we will have brought it. So let's do this simple thing. And the Bible said in 14, then went he down and dipped himself 7 times in the Jordan, according to the saying of the man of God, and his flesh came back again unto his flesh of a little child, and he was clean. So, you see, luckily for him, that pride that was cocktailed saved him from pain and regret. That regret would have been he would have remained a leper all his life because of his pride. So many of us, sometimes pride is the reason why we are suffering some kind of pain in our life. Pride is the reason why we are regretting some things. Some of us are still in regrets even when we can change it, because the pride did not allow us to even take the measures to change it. Some of us have been told, go and tell him sorry, go and tell her sorry, go and apologize, go and do like this. Go. He said, no, like, I'm too big. How can, if I do it now, you say you look down on me, and so you live in that regret. So sometimes regret is the reason why we suffer some kinds of thing that we shouldn't be suffering. And that thing I have, second thing I have, is bad counsel. Many of us do not like counsel. We prefer those that are in our clique to give us counsel, like Rehoboam. The Bible says Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, was going to take after his father to rule. And then when he was a stone, the grandson of Solomon, when he was a stone, people bid him to say, help us. The father was too tough on us, but you can help us lighten our yoke. We will serve you forever. But he was a big boy. He didn't think he should do that. He asked the elders. The elders thought, yes, if they say reduce their burden, I think you should reduce it. They will serve you for a long time, and they'll be your servant for a long time. Rehoboam was the grandson of Solomon, who, when it was time to rule, the people spoke to him in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 8 to 10, about how their yoke was heavy, and he should make it light for them to serve him. And see what happened in 8. He said, but he forsook the counsel of the old men, because he went to the elders of his community and said, look at what these people are telling me. What do you think I should do? They say I should lighten their yoke. The elders told him, yes, you should lighten it. But 8 says, he forsook that counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and took counsel with the young men who were grown with him, that stood before him. And he said to them, what counsel give ye, that we may return answer to these people who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke that thy father put on us lighter. And the young men that were grown with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou say unto them, unto the people that spake unto thee, saying, thy father make thy yoke heavy, but make it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say to them, my little finger is thicker than my father's loins. I'll take 11. And now, whereas my father did lay you with heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father chastised you with whips. I will chastise you with scorpions. Now, the elders that should give counsel to him, wise counsel, the elders that already have experiences how life works, give him counsel. He forsook it. He wanted a bad counsel. He took counsel with his peer group, with his age mates, who are still reasoning like him, who are still beating in their stomach. And that counsel caused him trouble, because he regretted his actions. The people were against him. He could not control, he could not rule well because of that single bad advice he took. Some of us today, our friends at the beer parlor are the ones that give us counsel on how to treat our wives. Some of us today, our girlfriends who are frustrated, who couldn't manage their own homes, are the ones giving us counsel how to behave to our husband. Some of us, our aunt, who has married 5 times and all the husbands died mysteriously, or all the husbands left her, are the ones who are looking up to give us counsel on how to take care of our home. Bad counsel can only lead to regret and to pain. So many people have gone astray today because of bad counsel. So please, desist from bad counsel. Make sure that people that you seek counsel from have the fear of God, are more experienced, and have integrity, and have lived a good and exemplary life. And the third example I'm going to give us today is the third one I have written down here is bad decisions. And I took the example of bad decisions for the book of Esther about Queen Vashti. Book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 12 to 22. Book of Esther. Let's see what happened to Vashti. So, all know the story of Esther, how she became queen. But sometimes we forget the part that apart from learning and praying that God make us like Esther, that somebody made a decision there that was wrong and that cost her life position. And that was Vashti. You see, in the book of Esther, chapter 1, in verse 12, he said, but the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandments by the chamberlains. Yeah. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned in him. Then the king said to the wise men who knew the times, for so was the king's manner towards all that knew law and judgment. And the next unto him were Kashena, Sheta, Admata, Tashish, Merish, Messena, Memucan, and seven princes of Persia and Media, who saw the king's face and sat first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto King Vashti according to the law, because she has done this bidding of the king? She has not done the bidding of the king, Ahasuerus, by the chamberlains. Now, what did she do? She refused to come at the commandment of the king. The king asked her to dress up and come to him when he had guests. And she said no, she didn't feel like coming. That single bad decision, I don't know what must have cost it, the Bible didn't tell us. But let's just say, for instance, the bad decision could have been out of maybe she was angry or she was feeling somehow or she was not in the mood and stuff. And instead of keeping her mood away from her responsibilities, she took a bad decision controlled by emotions or something, and then she refused to come. That singular act, that singular decision cost her her crown. And that day before the king, it was declared that she's no more going to be coming before the queen. And her position as a queen was taken from her and given to someone younger and better than she was. So sometimes in life, bad decisions have ruined homes, have ruined destinies, because we made one singular decision that was wrong for our life, that was bad. I don't know what decision you're going through in your life. Maybe you should think about it a second time and know that bad decisions can actually ruin your life, especially in marriage. Singular bad decision can change the whole story that was nice to a bad story. Praise God. And next one we have is envy and jealousy. Okay, I didn't have anything written down about this envy and jealousy. I just was trying to understand what the Word of God says about envy and about jealousy. And but a common definition of envy is trying to have something that you don't have and feeling bad about it, trying to convert, feeling bad about somebody's possession that you don't have, feeling that anger or something. That's what envy is. But jealousy can be seen sometimes as a good one, because jealousy most times comes from protection. So most times jealousy is coming from the fact that you want to protect something that you have. You see, envy is something that you do not have. Envy, you don't have that thing. You just wish you had it and you're angry because somebody else have it. But jealousy is you have this thing, but you're afraid you can lose it. You're afraid somebody might take it from you. So you're protective, overprotective actually about that thing, because you're afraid you're going to lose it, or you don't want to lose it to somebody else. That is what jealousy is. So it's a combination of good and bad stuff. You see, God is a jealous God. Does that make God bad? No, God is not bad. But God knows that these are my people, and I don't want to share my glory with somebody else. I don't want them worshiping some other God. You see, God is not a bad God. God is a good God. But still, God is a jealous God. So it's normal for human beings to be jealous if you truly care about something or love something. But the thing is, do not allow envy to come into it, and do not be overzealous or overprotective because you care or you love that thing. So don't mix envy in your jealousy about something that you have. In your marriage, it's good to be jealous, because being jealous can make you work to fight for or to work to defend your marriage. For a man, you can be jealous about your wife, and for that reason, you treat her well, you protect her, you provide for her, you watch the front of your house. All right, that's a good way of being jealous. For a woman, you love your husband so much, you can be jealous by for somebody else takes him from you. You have to be a good wife. You have to love him. You have to take care of him. So that's a good way to have it. But in envy, you just wish he's somebody else. You just wish that this man's wife, this woman's husband is rich and handsome and loves her so much. She doesn't deserve him. I wish that was my husband. So you kill your husband, kill her to marry her husband. That's what envy does, right? So you see, it comes with evil intentions. It comes with trying to get something that you don't have. You don't even see any good in what you have. All right. So envy and jealousy can cause pain and regret in somebody's life. So make sure that you watch your life, that you don't have envy in your heart, and to cause it to take actions that you regret in lifetime. Another one we're going to see is bad upbringing. Bad upbringing. I have the book of Proverbs 13:24 here. If you read it, it's all about sparing the rod and spoiling the child. When a child is brought up wrongly, he will be bad. Bad upbringing can affect you in business, affect you in life, affect you in marriage. So if you have a son who is brought up wrongly, whose father was a drunk, whose father was a woman beater, probably there are 50% chances or 70% chances that he may turn out like his father if nobody corrects him on time. Because that's how he knows, that is what he's used to. So if you have a girl whose mother is arrogant, wayward, disrespectful to her father, there are chances she's going to become like her mother, except she knows otherwise on time, except she's taught on time. This is the bad way because that is the way she was brought up. That is what she's used to. That is what she knows. So bad upbringing can affect you in marriage or in relationship. So you should be careful how you raise the child. Even if you have a bad husband, make sure you do not put the whole experience in the face of your daughter or make her see men as bad. Do not make your son see that the father is a drunk or a chain smoker or a woman beater or irresponsible, because that kind of upbringing will make that boy grow up either trying to be like his father or fighting all his life not to be like him. Also, that's affecting his life too, even as much as he's trying not to be like his father. All right, and the last one, but not the least, is self-discipline. And I want us to look at Samson's story. Self-discipline can ruin any man or a woman. Many people don't have self-discipline. When you ask them, why did you do it? They say, I could not control it. Why did you rape her? It was lack of self-discipline will help you, will ruin your life. To come with so much regret and so much pain. So make sure that you have self-discipline. Whether you're a man or a woman, there is always room for character to be improved. Make sure you work on yourself even before you get married. As you're growing up as a teenager watching this video right now, this video right now, it's important you realize that self-discipline will go a long way in your entire life. Decisions you make, you need self-discipline. To be hardworking, you need self-discipline. To wake up at night and study or to pray, you need self-discipline. To be a responsible man or woman, you need self-discipline. So make sure that you have self-discipline to help you not to insult your husband, to help you not to beat your wife, to help you not to do things irrationally. So that's my short word for you today. I hope you'll be blessed with these 6 points on the causes, the root causes, the major causes that we have today that must have caused pains and regrets in the lives of men and women. And I pray that as you've known these points tonight or this afternoon, wherever you're watching me from, you would have understood that you should watch your actions so that you don't fall prey to all those kind of vices that the devil pass through your way. God bless you and see you in my next video.